So I work with Ross Saito. I kind of come up with ideas with current menu items that we have in our restaurant at MW, and then I try to create them to fit the in-flight meals. So the menu starts with menu ideas start with from the restaurant, get submitted to Ross, and he will pick and choose. Yeah, we go from there. Sometimes we create a dish in the restaurant, and say, for example, a specific sauce or a specific component into. So like the one we tasted today, the ratatouille. It was served on a dish in our restaurant, and so I submitted as maybe a component into in-flight menu item, and then kind of go from there. Most definitely, you have to take in consideration, for example, up in the air, your taste changes, and so we have to formulate our recipes to accommodate that kind of situation, or how the meals are prepared, from the time. So we have to take all those things into consideration for in-flight meals. That's why I also feel that comfort foods work well in in-flight meals, and with comfort foods it also is simpler and better. Truthfully, we don't produce the menu items ourselves. When in order for food to translate, sometimes simpler works better. The simpler the recipe makes it easier for everybody. It's always nice, when we hear the guests had the food on the plane, and that's why they come in our restaurant. And so I feel that's always, extra nice for us, and why we work with Hawaiian Airlines is because, the food, people like the food, have liked the food on the airline, so they'll come into the restaurant and actually try what we actually, do, and what the foods that we actually cook in the restaurant. We do a lot of fish and seafood, and so one of our dishes is a mochi crusted fish. We use a locally farm-raised fish, kampachi. It's served on a bed of some noodles, and then with a soy-yuzu kosher vinaigrette. So we use mochi as a crust. So we take the mochi, we grate it, mix it with furikake, and then we pack it on the fish. So that's why I like coming to Korea, because I get to learn a little bit more about Korean culture and Korean foods. So the more I get to come, then I learn a little bit more and kind of try to incorporate more flavors of Korea into the food. But yeah, I think we try to accommodate, taking into consideration that Korean people are flying on Hawaiian Air. I always like soups, so the hot pot. So like last night we had budan jjigae, which is very good. And so things like that, kimchi soup or hot pot, always like comfort food. I think flying with Hawaiian Airlines, you get an introduction to Hawaii, and I feel that's very special into starting your trip, off right, where you get an introduction to Hawaii through food, through service, to the people that are on the flight. So when you step on when you get off the plane and you step on, you get a full introduction into what Hawaii is about, and so I think that's kind of special.